Hey, what's going on, you guys? So, as you can see, since it's daylight now, you can see the background a little bit better. So, I decided, we're going to go to an area where it's a little bit nicer. The only reason why it was reviewed the way it was in the previous video was because it was nighttime and this room has no actual light. So, other than unless you have daylight, or if you have a light hooked up. So that's why, since the one light that I have hooked up is right near my bed, well, I decided to review it there. So, but luckily you can see my Marvel Legends collection now. As you can see, the latest. Actually, I don't know if you can even see them. No, you can't. But the most recent Marvel Legends, Spider-Man, is sitting down. He doesn't stand very well, so I decided to just make him sit down and look kind of funny, So, because that's, I mean, it's the Peter B. Parker version of Spider-Man, and he's kind of goofy. So, decided why not. And Namor is also up there somewhere. I think you could see, you could see a spear and some other things. So, but other than that, yeah, I mean, I don't think the display has changed too much. I mean, Doctor Strange is at the front now, but yeah. So, and you can of course see all my decorations in the background. So yeah. But yeah, so well, today let's actually get into the reviews since it's already 2 minutes in. I am reviewing the DC McFarlane Multiverse General Zod. So here it is. This is the normal box, and it says General Zod. Got General Zod on the side. As you can see, I got this on clearance. I know with these two characters, I've been kind of late because I think they've been out for a year or year and a half. Maybe I'm completely wrong on that. But there's a picture of him. Before we get into the figure, we'll take a look at accessories. So we'll get some boring ones out of the way. Stand, and then we've got a card with a bio on it. Once considered a military hero of the planet Krypton, General Zod decided he would rather rule his world than serve it. He launched a failed coup. Afterwards, he was exiled to the prison dimension known as the Phantom Zone. Soon after, Krypton exploded and the years flew by, but General Zod remained safe in the Phantom Zone without aging. Over the years, he's escaped time and time again and has used his Kryptonian powers to threaten Earth, all the while declaring that his enemy Superman will die or kneel before Zod. So yeah. I, of course, grew up with the Young Justice show. He did not show up in the seasons while I was watching it as a kid. He did show up in the later seasons that they eventually did. I think he was the main villain of season 4. But so, obviously I was very familiar with all the Justice League members and stuff like that. But the Superman villain that I primarily knew was Lex Luthor, or occasionally it would be like Brainiac. But also I saw Brainiac as more of a Justice League villain, but that's just how I saw him. So yeah. So here he is. And I guess to finish my thought beforehand, I was first introduced to General Zod through the Man of Steel movie. So... oh, wow. Okay. Well, he does have interchangeable hands, and this left hand, he seems to be popping off a lot, and I don't know why this other one isn't as much. Hopefully that doesn't become an issue later. So, as you can see, he's got a gripping hand, and he's got I don't know, I mean, kind of a gripping hand, but kind of like an angry, frustrated hand. Well, you've got another one of those for the alternate side, and you've got another one of the gripping hands for the other side as well. And then the ones that I will probably eventually be using will be the two fists. But for now, we'll just leave it as is. I should get Superman out, but I will do that later. So yeah, really cool looking figure. Definitely kind of could tell that he's kind of like, it kind of looks like a knight in a way. Obviously, if he was one, he would be a very evil one. So I'm assuming that that's the family crest, or even maybe it's a military crest. I don't know, of the Zod family, but his sculpt's done pretty well. It looks like Zod. The only rebirth story I ever actually had experience with him was, funny enough, a Green Lantern story, which was actually a pretty interesting story, or how Jordan fought General Zod and actually won. And it was pretty cool. I think it was Hal. It was either Hal or Kyle, or maybe both. I don't know. But so yeah, but all sculpted nicely, throughout the detail, and it's nicely painted where I think it needs to be painted. I don't see any areas where I would think it needs paint. I don't know if you can see it, but there is some texture along the legs and stuff here. We got some knee plates and very metal boots, so very it is very military like, but it's also very like dictator like. So which should be obvious. And then he's got a nicely done cape. It is kind of soft, so you can bend it and you can move it around. And on the back, you do have some more armor and some texture, and yeah. So yeah. I will say it's really nice that all of a sudden I got 2 more villains. Since if you haven't noticed throughout my DC McFarlane reviews, which I know have kind of spanned quite a few ways now, I don't have a lot of villains. I mean, Black Adam, would be one of the more recent villains that I got, because, I mean, I know he can be sometimes an anti-hero, but I was like, you know what, I'm just going to put him on the villain shelf because it's just better. And so it's really only been him, Reverse Flash, and the infected King Shazam. So to finally get a couple of other villains that are a little more mainstream is really nice. I mean, Godspeed, he's kind of an anti-hero, kind of is mainstream, but still a decently well-known villain. And I'm just glad that I'm finally getting some more villains, and I'm glad that I finally have a Superman themed villain. And so yeah, of course I wish he would have come with a flight stand, but such is life, right? I don't understand why they don't give characters that can fly flight stands. I don't know how much more money it costs them to make it. I'm sure it costs them a little more to make it, but kind of annoys me. Wish they would come with flight stands. And same thing kind of can go with the speedsters, because I mean, you can get them in some pretty good running poses and some dramatic poses without the flight stand and with the normal stand, or maybe even without a stand. But I feel like if you had a flight stand, you could get a more iconic pose with those. So, but anywho, let's get into articulations, shall we? So his head. Oh yeah, and that's a thing I might have to do, is that there is this piece of hair is not fully glued down, so I might have to open it up a little and put some glue in there and push it down and make sure it sits back on there. But his head can move all the way up. Well, it can't move all the way up, actually. That's kind of the disappointing part. You kind of have to bend back if you want to get a better flight pose. You can look down pretty well. You can look side to side, and you've got amazing head tilt. that arm only goes out this far. That arm, I mean, at least they both go the equal length, you know. Of course, they can move back and forth. I'm sure he's got the normal like little dumbbell joint in the shoulder area. He's got the bicep swivel and double jointed elbows. He's got the usual hinge where you can either go up and down or in and out, and then of course swivels. The only reason why I don't show that is because I usually don't have the hands both, or one in one position and the other one in a different position, to where it can either go up and down or side to side. And I don't want to try to do that because it's kind of complicated with some figures, but I will at least inform you about it. I apologize that I do not show you. You can bend that far back, or you can bend that far back, he could bend that far forward. He can tilt side to side, and he can swivel. I think both joints allow him to do that. His legs can kick out that far, kick back that far. They of course can go, actually if I move they can go all the way out. Yeah, oh, does he have side joint? No, he doesn't really move that. He's got double jointed knees. He's got the usual foot thing, just like with the hands. He seems to kind of have some rocker, and then of course he's got toe articulation. So yeah, I guess comparison time. I guess there's really one major comparison that we should do for him. Hopefully there's not anything on top of him, and luckily there is not. Keep in mind, I haven't had this figure out in quite a bit of time. Damn. His neck apparently has gotten severely stiff. So yeah, but here's my Superman. I really like the Superman still. It is probably one of my favorite DC figures that I have. Okay, that's going to be a little close to you. I don't have a lot of... come on. I don't have a lot of room here. Let's see. I do this a little better. No, it won't. Okay. Well, let's see here. Well, I guess, the best I can do, I can tell you this much, that if I have them standing, they're actually at the same height. I know you guys can't see it, but they are relatively the same height. Zod may be a little taller, or vice versa, but, obviously, these are the guys that you're going to have duking it out. So, but yeah, I guess it is fitting that I did get a Superman villain, because they just did announce the casting for the new Superman film, and they're already teasing it a little bit. So, and yeah, I guess as a side thing real quick before I do my usual sign off of the video, I will say I will show you some comics that I got today, because you know what? Maybe I'll make this a thing where if I get any new comics, I'll show you like right before I end the video, just because. I got a Silk comic book. I know we're in a DC review, but I got 2 Marvel comics. And I got a Spider-Punk comic book. So yeah. But here we are. But I hope you enjoyed this review. I'm sorry if the end of this kind of seemed a little all over the place, but it's been a while since I've been able to do one of these, and it kind of is good to do these. I know I only am so big of a channel, and I'm very grateful for all those who have subscribed. But I will say, I know that I'm not that big of a channel, but it is fun just doing these, and I'm hoping that all of you, loyal and viewers that I am grateful for, uh, you know, enjoy the content that you get, even if it is a bit scuffed and there's no editing. So, I'm sorry if you see a bug. Apparently, there's a little gnat flying around. So, so I hope you enjoyed this review, and like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.